Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Farkhanda Nusrat, SS English at Divisional Public School and Inter-College Sahiwal. I welcome to the students of first year to the online classes organized by Divisional Public School and Inter-College Sahiwal. Dear students, today the topic which we are going to study is pair of words. What are pair of words? First of all, we need to know this, that what is the meaning of the topic? A group of 2, 3 or 4 words that have the similar sound and spelling but have entirely different meaning. It is hard to learn the meaning without keeping the minor differences in pronunciation and spelling in mind. The groups of words that apparently seem to be alike, but they are not actually the same words as they have different meaning. So we need to concentrate on the spelling and the meaning to identify the difference between them. Yes, dear students, today we are going to do the first 25 pair of words from our set 1 from Ideal English Grammar. Our first pair is abject and object. The meaning of abject is cheap, mean, low valued, whereas the word object means purpose, goal. So you can see there is the difference of first letter in their spelling. In abject, the first letter is A, whereas in object, the first letter is O. But these two words have entirely different meaning. So how can we use these two words in sentences? First, we go for the abject. His abject thoughts caused him a great loss. She has set very high objects of life. The first, yes, our second group of words is exceed. Then comes exceed, and the third word that is similar to the above two is concede. The first word exceed means to show willingness. The second word exceed means to go beyond the set limit, and the third word concede means to admit. You can see they are almost similar but have entirely different meanings. So how can we use the first word into a sentence? The chief minister acceded to our request of increment in salaries. Means the chief minister showed his willingness. The second sentence goes for exceed. We should never exceed the limits that Islam has set for us. Means we should never go beyond the limits. The third sentence is for concede. She is bold enough to concede her mistake in front of others. At number 3 we have accept and accept. Accept means to take an offer willingly, to receive something happily, to receive some offer willingly, whereas accept means not including. We'll go for the sentences of these two words. The first word accept means they soon accepted the challenges in the system. Whereas we can use this second word accept in a sentence as the restaurant is open every day except Monday. Our fourth group of words is access and access. The first word access means approach, reach. You can also say it as the range. Whereas the second word access means more than a moderate degree, more than a set limit. The sentence for access is students must have an access to a good library, whereas excess is used in the sentences as an excess of fat in one's diet can lead to heart disease. Our fifth set of words is advice and advise. The only difference in the spelling is that of C and S. The first word is a noun and the second word is a verb with the same meaning. Advice means suggestion, whereas advise means to give advice, to give suggestion. Now, advice is used in a sentence as you should take legal advice in this matter. And advise is used as a verb. The doctor has advised him a complete rest. Our sixth set of words is adapt, means to make something suitable for a new use. The second word of this group is adept. Adept means expert or skillful at doing something. And our third word is adopt, to take over something and use it as one's own. So we can use our first word in a sentence as this machine is specially adapted for use underwater. The second sentence is he is very adept at mending clocks. Means he is very skillful, he is very expert at mending clocks. And then the third sentence for the word adopt is this is her adopted country. Means this is not her native country, rather she has adopted it. Our seventh group of words is affect and effect. Just like advise and advise. These two words also have the similar meaning and they have the only difference of being a verb and a noun. Affect is a verb, means to have an influence on something or somebody. Effect is a change caused by an action. We can use affect in a sentence as her death has badly affected her children, and effect has he observed the effect of heat on different metals. Our next group is affection and affectation. Affection means feeling of care or love for something or somebody. Whereas affectation means unnatural action to impress others. Yes, and the sentence for the affection goes as he felt great affection for his sister. Affectation is used in a sentence as his affectation irritated me, means his unnatural action to impress others irritated me, annoyed me. Our next group of words is air. The second word, though, seems to be different to pronounce, but it is the same, air. H is silent here. This H is silent here. It is also pronounced as air. The first air means the mixture of gases around the earth that we breathe in. Whereas the second air means a person having the legal right to get the property when the owner dies. The sentence for air is he kicked the ball high in the air. Whereas the sentence for air is she made her stepson her heir. The next set is illusion and illusion. The first word means reference, quote, example. Whereas the second word, illusion, means a false idea. So how can we use these two words in a sentence? For illusion, her essays are full of literary illusions. All her hopes are just illusion, means all her hopes are just false. Now comes altogether, all together. The first word is altogether and the second is all together. The first word altogether means entirely, wholly, completely. Whereas the second word all together means with each other. I don't altogether agree with you. The first word means entirely, wholly, completely means I don't completely agree with you, means I totally disagree with you. The second word, altogether, is they attended the party all together. The next group of words, alter, alter. The first word with A and the second word is with E as vowel in the middle. The first word means a table on a sacred place on which gifts or sacrifices offered to God. The second word, alter, to change. So how can we use this first word in a sentence as they brought the cow to the altar? And how can we use the alter word? She asked the tailor to alter her clothes. Our next group of words is amiable and amicable. The first word is amiable and the second is amicable. The first word means to show friendly behavior, whereas amicable means based on polite behavior. Now we can use amiable in the sentence as her parents seemed very amiable. And we can use amicable as they lived together amicably for several years. Then comes angel and angle. Angel, the word angel means a messenger of God, whereas the word angle means the amount of distance between two directions. Now, using the first word in a sentence, we can say, she reached there to help me like an angel. We can use the word angle in a sentence as, the plane was coming in at a steep angle. At number 15, we have opposite and opposite. Opposite and opposite. Opposite means very suitable, very appropriate. Whereas opposite means on the other side, against. So we can use opposite in a sentence as her speech was very opposite to the current situation. We can use the opposite as her views are entirely opposite to those of mine. At number 16, we have assent and ascent. The first word, ascent, means an act of going up. Like we use ascent is the noun of ascend, as we commonly use as ascending order. So that ascending order comes from the word ascend, that is the verb, and its noun is ascent, means an act of going up. An act of going up, and assent is agreement. So we can use assent in the sentence as he was the first Pakistani to make an ascent to this mountain. The second word, assent, means I can never assent to such a request, means I can never show an agreement to such a request. At number 17, we have bad and big. Bad is a very common word of poor quality, not good. Whereas bad means to tell, to invite, to order, or to offer something to somebody. We can use the word bad in a sentence as everyone dislikes her bad behavior. And the sentence for bad is she bade me goodbye. Yes, our next group of words is based on three words. The first word in this group is bear, the second one is beer, and the third one is also with the same pronunciation is beer. The first word bear means to remove the covering from something. The second word bear means to accept something unpleasant, means which you don't want to accept, you don't like, but you are bound to accept. The third one is beer. Beer is an alcoholic drink. So the first word beer can be used in a sentence as he got a shock by touching the bare electric wire. The second word beer. Beer, she did not bear her rude behavior. Bear is an animal as well, a wild animal. The third word is beer. We can use it in a sentence as she ordered 2 beers. Our next group of words is bail. Bail means guarantee, assurance. Whereas our second word of this group is bail. Bail is a large mess, a large body of goods packed together. So we can use our first word bail in a sentence as he was released on bail from the jail. And our second word can be used in a sentence as the cloth was packed in bales. Yes, the next group of words is ballot and ballot. The first word, ballot, is the system of voting, making the ballot papers. It is a system of voting. The second ballot is a style of dance. Just as we say classical dance, the same way it is a type of classical dance, ballet dance. So we can use our first word in a sentence as he tore his ballot paper. And the word ballot in you is used in a sentence as she enjoys to see classical ballet. At number 21, we have beach and beach with exactly the same pronunciation and the difference of a single letter only in the spelling. In the first beach, we have A at the third place, and in the second beach, we have E at the third place. The first beach, B-E-A-C-H, means an area of sand and stones along the sea or lake. The second word beach is a type of tree. We went to beach for picnic. The first beach, which means an area of sand and stones along the sea. The second word beach, which means a type of tree, can be used in a sentence as these chairs are made of beech tree. At number 22, we have beat and beat. The first beat can be spelled as B-E-A-T, whereas the second beat is written as B-E-E-T. The first beat means to hit something or somebody repeatedly with great force, to hit very hard. Whereas the second word means a plant root used as vegetable. Someone is beating the drum outside. This is the sentence of beat, B-E-A-T. Now we can use this second word. Sugar is made from beetroot. Our next group of words, beneficent. Beneficent means to show great kindness. Whereas beneficial means having a usual effect. So we can use the word beneficent in a sentence as Allah Almighty is very beneficent. The second sentence, fresh air is beneficial to one's health. Fresh air is beneficial means having a useful effect, having a benefit. It comes from the root word benefit, beneficial. Our next group of words is beside and besides. There is the difference of S only at the end in the spelling. Beside has no S, whereas we get besides at the end of this word. The first word beside means at the side of something or somebody, whereas besides means in addition, including something more. The first word beside can be used in a sentence as, I keep my dictionary beside me when I read some newspaper. The second sentence for besides is, my aunt is my teacher and trainer. Besides these, she is also my best friend. Besides means in addition to these, she is also my best friend. Our last group of words is birth and birth. Birth, to come into existence, to be born. Whereas the second word berth, B-E-R-T-H, means a place to sleep on a ship or train, etc. on different vehicles. We can use this word birth in the sentence as they celebrated their son's birth. Whereas the word birth with B-E-R-T-H can be used in a sentence as, he got a berth booked for his travel to Karachi. He got a berth booked for his travel to Karachi. Hope you have learned all these pair of words very well. You have identified the difference in the meaning. And with the help of this understanding, I have planned some home tests for you. Yes, what is your home assignment? You have to do 3 pieces of work. First of all, you have to learn the meanings of these pair of words, these group of words, identifying the difference as well. Then, with the help of these meanings, try to make sentences of your own. And what to do at third number is, write all the words and their sentences on your notepads. Thank you so much, students. Take care. Allah Hafiz.